Hello and welcome back. Thanks for bearing with us. The players are all ready and we are loaded into the first map. As you can see, it is Cactus Valley Ladder Edition. And the first player in our semi-final is the Axiom representative in the top right-hand corner. It is our blue Terran, Hart.
Take the other intro. My sound just got screwed up.
Okay, and down in the bottom left-hand corner then. It is representing a different team on every server, currently on Team Ever. It is the yellow Protoss player, Arthur. And how's your sound sounding now?
Wait, I gotta go get another headset. You can keep. It'll take me 1 minute.
I take it that's not good then. But yeah, for now Arthur is gonna be sending out to scout Cactus Valley, of course, big old Forspawn map. Personally, my favourite of the Forspawn maps in the current ladder pool, although that doesn't say much, being the other two are Inferno Pools and Iron Fortress. But yeah, I actually think Cactus Valley is pretty nice. Quite tight choke. You know, I like a nice tight choke. But yeah, Arthur's going to get this scout down and figure out where his opponent is pretty shortly. And then I guess we're going to figure out what we're going to see from him. I'm wondering whether he's going to go for another 19 gate like he did in game 1 on Varney against... who is it against? Spear. But I somehow don't think so. Although it could be very effective given that Axiom Hart has gone for this CC first opening. Cactus Valley, a pretty good map for CC first, of course, being that big Forspawn map. Probably the most defensible, at least on 2 bases of the Forspawn maps in this season. Probably on 3 bases as well, to be honest. I like it the most as a kind of macro map, despite being a fairly aggressive player myself. I don't know, I have weird tendencies. But yeah, it looks like Arthur is just playing this out pretty straight up, getting his second gas. No 2 in gas into 3 in gas sort of shenanigans going on from him. As Axiom Hart finishes up his first CC. Arthur's going to move this probe back down, get a little bit more harass. He's not going to be able to actually delay the CC. I don't think even if Hart
I just got to plug him in
his SCV at all, I don't think he'd be able to actually cancel it. But yeah, everything's looking pretty good for Hart right now. Arthur has got his natural Nexus up, of course, without opening that 2 gas early on. I think he gets the Nexus a little bit faster. So it's okay. It's okay for Arthur, as well as the fact that he's got much more probes than Hart for this time of the game. That is the advantage, of course, of Chrono. Despite the fact that Hart does have this second orbital command, the incomes are going to be roughly similar. Actually, I tell a lie. This second mule is going to come into play, and Hart is going to shoot on ahead a little bit. So yeah, about
Hello?
200 advantage for Hart. Hello, welcome back.
Cool, I'm back. Sorry. My headphones literally just, they were pretty old, and they just broke right there. Like, I could only hear you out of one ear, and you started crackling up, and I tried twisting it around, nothing worked, so...
Man.
They, I don't know what happened.
I don't know, Kev, but what I do know is...
I don't know, James. James?
Never
What's
said
the
that,
short
Kev.
version of Jamie?
I know.
Jam?
Jay.
I don't know, Jamie,
People
but it
call
looks
me
like Arthur, as I'm sure you've pointed out, there's a Stargate on the way, and actually, interesting from the... This is an interesting play. Has the Oracle actually came out yet? That's my problem that I don't know.
Nope, just started.
All right. Okay, no, that makes sense. All right, but it's interesting to play on such a big map on Cactus. It's a little bit of a gamble that if your opponent's going to do something with also taking this Nexus before really having that much aggressive units, you'd normally have maybe a Zealot, or actually I guess it does with the Stalker. Actually, all I'm saying is completely wrong because I had to go run and get something, and I came in and all I saw was a Stargate and no more units. So you know.
Well, TLDR, Hart went for a CC first. Arthur went for a regular sort of expand build, and is now getting these Phoenixes out after the Oracle. The Oracle has the potential to do some decent damage. Hart just has 6 Marines in his natural mineral line, and none in the main. So if Arthur can actually make his way through to the main mineral line, there's the potential for some serious damage to be done. But we're going to follow this Oracle. Control to death. There we go. Yep, Arthur sees these are 2 Marines there. Going to have to move on up, and we'll do so. Snipe down those 2 SCVs. Priority 1's building the bunkers. Oh, sorry, building the barracks. And oh, the plays.
Only 4 workers actually go down on that entire attack. Yes, he does stop the barracks, but that's not really that big. Widowmine saves the day for Axe Heart. And on the other side of the map for Arthur, we see Robo Bay finally going up now, a couple of Stalkers, and looks like he's still going into the Phoenixes, which I really like now. He doesn't even necessarily need to play Phoenix Colossus, but if he really just wants to, he can hunt down any medevacs with this small amount of Phoenixes, which looks like he's positioning them for, and I really like that. And there's already is one medevac on the way with a Widow Mine, but the Robo Bay actually will be done almost not really in time, but he will have a observer out.
Hart does not want to go into these Phoenixes with this drop because firstly, the Phoenixes can chase down the medevac. Secondly, if they just lift up the Widow Mine, it's so easy to deal with. As threatening as a single Widow Mine in medevac can be, when Phoenixes are on the map, it just becomes so much less of any kind of actual threat. So the Phoenix is going to race on home. I don't actually think he's going to get there in time. Arthur's going to pull probes very quickly. It might just... that's a shame. It does actually get 2 probes. Oh, just 1. Okay.
No, just 1. No.
Yeah, there was a chance it could have actually gone into the assimilator and not killed any. But either way, this medevac is done for because these Phoenixes just kind of chase it down, catch up to it, and overshoot. Arthur, pay attention to your Phoenixes. Oh dear, actually, wow, it's going to get away for Hart. Nice.
Yeah, medevac actually gets away, which is great for Hart. He knows that he speed boosted as fast as he can, and on his side of the map, he's got a nice. He's actually got a decent starting force now. It looks like he is going for a pretty common stim combat shield time with these Marauders, and that's going to hit very hard. Especially while Arthur, he put a lot into those Phoenixes, and now is getting Blink +1 and these Sentries and a Robo Bay at the same time. Arthur's going to be very low on gas and stricken on gas when this attack hits. If Hart decides to move out and kind of utilize this, but it's going to be a little bit dangerous for Hart just because of these Phoenixes. These medevacs have to be very careful.
Yeah, and we've seen Arthur even go Phoenix Colossus before against Spear in a PvT without too much success. But I think Cactus Valley is a much better map for it. Much bigger, much easier for these Phoenixes to kind of use their speed advantage. Oh man, just not quite getting that medevac. You can always come back for it later. And yeah, Arthur's going to be in a much better position to defend his third base. Although his first Colossus is going to be very late, so he's going to be hard pressed to actually defend against this first push from Hart. Although he does
because
have
of
sentries, it's still tough. Yeah, he actually already
because of these. Yeah, I was saying, because of these Sentries and these Phoenixes, that is really what happens. You're very behind on gas, like I was saying, and will not have the Colossus out quite in time, but maybe it will be. This army is spotted by the Observer, though, for Arthur, and he preemptively felt on overcharges, and does not quite catch the medevac going to the main, but the Colossus may be able to say that only one would mind. Some nice force fields actually keeping the majority of the army out. Phoenix is working on these medevacs. Medevacs do have to pull back, and there's literally only 3 Marines. Now, finally, the rest of the army for Hart will be able to move with this side to actually retreat, and there's 1 medevac in the main. The Phoenixes don't quite attack. There they are. I was looking at that, I was like, this could only go badly. But the entire army of Axe Heart has been pushed back, and it's given enough time for Arthur to be able to get this Colossus up, and this is looking fantastic for for Arthur, but Axiom Heart does have Hart does have a nice position as this does have a nice position out of this, because he has really held back his opponent for a little while, allowing him to take that third base, that third orbital command, getting up, and this is really going to be really good for him. He just need to defend the couple extra seconds.
Yeah,
he just need to defend this attack.
These Phoenixes continue being aggressive. Blink and Phoenix are so powerful for chasing down units, lifting the Marauders up and focusing them down. Of course, the Marauders are the big threat here. Marines just get swiped away aside by Colossi, and the Marauders are the things that actually take less damage from the AoE and do more damage to the Colossi, so they're the real threat there.
Yeah, take less and do more damage.
Absolutely. And Hart's now getting a few Vikings out. Another Starport coming down, I think, is a good choice. There's a couple ways to go about trying to combat against Phoenix Colossus, and one is basically just... Usually you just need a ton of Vikings, because they help against actually taking down the Phoenixes, if you can use them right and actually, like, keep them at 9 range. Of course, the Phoenixes, when fully upgraded, have 7 range, whereas Vikings have that 2 range advantage of 9 range. So if you hover them over the fireball and you manage to kind of pick away at the Phoenixes, you can do quite nicely. And the Colossi as well. You need to focus them down in engagements, because naturally the Vikings will actually start to fire at the Phoenixes, because the Phoenixes can fire back at Vikings. That's generally how unit attacking works. But Hart is going to move in with a huge drop into the natural base here. Arthur a little bit out of position, but not too badly. It's going to take some damage, but not too much. And now as Hart lifts up, a Widowman actually does quite a bit of damage to his own medevacs, but unfortunately The Phoenixes aren't in a position to chase that down, and it provided a window of opportunity for Hart to take down this third base again.
Yeah, third base is down again, and I was going to say, I really love how Arthur has been constantly moving his... But the key moments where he needed them doing something, it has not happened. Arthur does have enough probes, though. He has been macroing a lot, and because of that, does have a lot of probes here. Oh, dear. Oh, actually not as bad. That could have been that Widowmine shot. Could have been devastating, but another force for Hart may move in. Yeah, just keep denying that third base again and again. Even though Arthur has had some nice unit positionings, every single time he's pulled back. Now, this is a key for Protoss players. There's a certain point where you just say, okay, my army cannot be a Protoss death ball. It's got to split up and do something different. Yes, you can go for a different third base, but just again and again, as a good Terran player that can drop, it's very hard to defend. And after a while, Arthur has to make the decision: either I go all over to my opponent's base or I split up my army. And he's not quite making that decision yet, which is only going to favor Hart more and more as he takes his third base is really solidifies.
Yeah, I mean, Hart has a great position at his third base now, and Arthur is still struggling to hold this. The two small armies of Hart, although neither of them can actually fight what Arthur currently has, with the 4 Colossi going on 5. Now Hart is actually banding up. He's been denying the third base over and over again. Arthur's finally managed to get it up. Hart couldn't deny it, and so it's time for Hart to actually try and really do something about that. He's going to be transitioning into Ghosts, so no boys are going to be coming off the line this game. But 3-3 coming down, Ghosts are going to be coming down. Fantastic against Phoenixes. They, of course, clump up a load, and you can get blanket EMPs across them very easily. The High Templar transition has already begun for Arthur, and either Archons or Storm both kind of get countered by Ghost quite effectively, and Hart has some pretty nice Ghost control.
Yeah, and Arthur, he does have a very nice army, but I mean, just the army of Hart is so big, so many Vikings here. This is 12 Vikings, a lot, just to defend these medevacs from any Phoenixes. And finally, a big engagement actually going down. 2 High Templars are forced to go into an Archon. Zealots at the front of the army. These Zealots do have charge, but they already used it and are not able to charge in the main battle force of Axe. Hart is using the Vikings, actually taking out the Colossus. 1 Colossus, 2nd Colossus going down. There are Ghosts here who were taken down, but not much damage has been happening. Not that much damage does actually have to happen from them because a lot of the High Templars are gone. GG! Hart takes game 1.